Okay, this should be a relatively short video because I'll probably just time lapse it. But what the plan is raise that up, get it over the nose here, and we'll start marking and trimming where the cylinders go so we can actually set that down on the engine bed. Make sure everything fits like it should. That was totally successful. All 4 mounting bolts went in. No problem. Clearance around everything. I might need a little more later because these VWs do flop around a bit when they're at low RPM, but my main goal here was just making sure that the motor mounts fit in the hole like they should. And they do. So that motor mount is a complete success. Very happy with the way that turned out. Now I can't just leave the engine in there like that right now because with only a vertical fin on the back, it was trying to lift the tail off the sawhorses back there. So, but no reason to leave it in there anyway. I'll take that back off and start working on something else. The tools I used for this project was a little nibbler. Now I forgot, I didn't get this at the very beginning when I chopped out the first rough section because I'm being my normal self. I got busy working, forgot to turn the camera on. This little nibbler works pretty good. You can just run that down through the metal, turn it any angle you need, and it just cuts pretty good. It's been handy a couple different times, and this, like most of my tools, Central Pneumatic, Harbor Freight, not expensive. Then the rest of it, I was using a die grinder, mostly with a carbide burr there, also from Harbor Freight. That roughed everything in, and then I finished it off with the little cartridge rolls. Central Pneumatic die grinder, cartridge rolls from Harbor Freight too. Everything's from Harbor Freight. Worked good. I used to use the little round flap wheels And I still do sometimes when I'm going around and cleaning up corners. But they're kind of expensive, and when you're working on an edge, it tends to dig into the flaps and mess it up. These cartridge rolls, it was like 20 bucks for 2 mantles and a whole bunch of rolls, and they work really good for smoothing everything out, because that's what I went around the edge with, where it was rough cut with the burr, smoothed everything out with the cartridge roll. So that all worked pretty good. All right, next project. I picked up some aluminum from Aircraft Spruce because I didn't have that yet. But I think what I'm going to do next is build the cover here for the cockpit. Goes in and fastens in where I have the clecos there. I'll need to make another bow out of the 1/2-inch square like is on there. And we'll get that done. I'd like to get a lot of the stuff done in the center of the plane before I go to building the wings, because it'll be more difficult to get to once the root of the wings are built. For right now, real super happy with the engine situation. To start on that will be the next video most likely. So I'm going to end this here. Oh, this took about an hour and a half. I don't know how long it'll be as far as the video once I get done editing it, but cutting all that out and fitting and everything is about an hour and a half. One little funny bit, my son is thinking about putting a 5.3 GM motor in his little Chevy S10. And we were talking about when we get started working on it. I said, you could use the engine crane. You just got to wait till I'm finished putting the engine in the plane. And he stopped and he's like, no offense, Dad, but I ain't got that kind of time. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, I ain't got time to wait for you to finish that airplane. And I was like, no, finish putting the engine in it. He thought I was going to wait till I had the whole thing done. Yeah, I can understand why he was going to go out and buy his own engine crane. All right, thank you for watching. See you on the next video.